During World War II, this part of Lublin, Poland became known as the German SS city due to the black uniformed Nazis' presence here.
And it was from here that they planned the murder of over 2 million Polish Jews. These were the desk murderers, people who were bureaucrats, secretaries, planners, junior officers. They arranged for this murder to take place, and they're equally, if not more, responsible than those who actually did the physical killing.
From here, SS squads would organize train timetables, dispatch killing units to Jewish towns, or round up Jews to eventually be sent to one of Poland's death camps.
Poland became the place of death because this is where most Jews in Europe lived. They lived in Poland, Central Europe, Eastern Europe. So this was simply a matter of convenience and logistics.
From villages like these, trains would transport tens of thousands of Jews through these beautiful woods to their ultimate destination of death. The Treblinka death camp was in operation for just 15 months, but during that time, the Nazis murdered 925,000 Jews, making it one of the worst massacre sites in the world.
I've known about the word Treblinka for many, many years.
But just being aware of this history isn't enough.
And to be here now is to be really impacted. It's probably the hardest thing that I need to do is to acknowledge how evil and wicked men can become.
Just the impact of how people who are just common, ordinary people can be so cold for so long. And it's just shocking and horrifying. And I think about the day that we live in and how parallel this could be to our time today.
You can hear the numbers, but when you begin to understand the individuals, it impacts you in a whole different way. And you realize, again, what was behind this evil, this destruction, the deception. And sadly, very disconcertingly, I believe we see some of those same things in the world today.
That's why Teresa Gardner points to the example of Janusz Korczak, a Polish-Jewish pediatrician who refused sanctuary to instead go to Treblinka with children he took care of from the Warsaw orphanage.
I pray that I would be faithful to the Lord to the end and be faithful in the responsibilities that He's given to me.
Todd and Rachel McDowell say walking where it all happened deepened their perspective.
I had met many Holocaust survivors and have heard their stories, but to actually step onto the ground where it took place, and I think it took me off guard. I didn't expect to feel such peace there amongst such horrible, horrific tragedy that happened in that place. So it was such a mixture.
It broke my heart. I could feel the Father's heart broken, and I realized why I came on this trip is I've known prophetic scriptures, I've known history, I've seen some films on the Holocaust, but my dozens and dozens of times to Israel has been so focused on the flowers that came out of the ashes of the Holocaust. And I realized I'm missing a half of the story of the Jewish story because I've never seen the ashes.
McDowell says in today's culture, unfortunately, it can be easier to be talked out of something you think you know.
Touching the wall today of the ghetto, walking on the tracks, seeing the evidence that was found, and being there, you know that you know because you've experienced it.
Brad Young of the Hebrew Heritage Bible Society came away astonished by how fast and efficiently the Nazis implemented their final solution.
So when you go to a place like Treblinka and you understand how that this result of hatred of the Jewish people can result in mass murder. Sometimes it can be abusive words that are said that build up until we see the implementation of the final solution.
Young says, even in the face of growing anti-Semitism, Christians should do as it says in the book of Isaiah and comfort God's people. Julie Stahl, CBN News, Lublin and Treblinka, Poland.